Hello and welcome to another week with Mary's Dreamtime messages. We're starting a brand new week this week, and it's going to be starting the 11th of October and running until the 17th of October. So how did you go last week when the two cards that we pulled out last week was with Crocodile with Dragonfly? I am determined, letting us know about opportunities that were on the rise, and a chance to be able to focus on what we feel passionate about in order to propel ourselves forward. And the Tasmanian Tiger was letting us know to be more open to change, and this can be pretty challenging at times, especially when you're wanting to make some major changes. When there's still sometimes old programs running in the background, and it can be challenging in order to initiate those changes whilst you're doing that in the background, in order to have a bit more of a seamless transformation. So I hope you were able to navigate last week through any challenges that may have come up, and changes can be challenging at the best of times. So we got some more good news this week. We had a new painting listed in the store. New turtle painting, and you may have seen that on my Facebook page, which looks like this. And you've got the golden metallic dot work in this one, with the pink in the background and the leaves. So this one is, got a 3.5 centimeter edge, and so it's freestanding, and you can also put that one on a wall. So that one would make such a great Christmas present. So go and have a look at that one in the online store. And here is just a couple of other great Christmas gift ideas. This one is a smaller version. I've never offered this one so small before. The ANCESTRAL Dragonfly in the really small museum print. So it's basically half the size of the A4. And this one is freestanding as well, or you can actually hang that one on the wall. And here is just some other ones that have turned up that I hadn't had a chance to show you guys. Let Your Light Shine Dragonfly 15 centimeter, and this one is freestanding as well, and you can hang it up with the string at the back if you want to hang it on the wall as well. And the Woodland Forest Wren with Dragonfly. So these ones are in the canvas prints, and so if you're interested in any of those, you can send through a message or go and check them out on the website under Canvas Prints. And the original painting will be under the original painting tab up the top. This little turtle painting, which is basically the only turtle now that I have. So stay tuned this week with I'm going to be listing a brand new owl on the store, so stay tuned for that one. So let's get to it and see which two animals are coming up this week. Christmas is my busiest time of the year, so just been listing a lot of Christmas gifts, and you can find them in the tab on my website up the top under Canvas Prints. So we're all anticipating the Dreamtime card deck coming out, and also the Animal Totem book, free book if you ordered yours during the pre-sale. So everything's on track for all these to come through. So stay tuned for those and the videos coming. So if you've got yours in a box, it comes in a box, and you've got your 85-page booklet and your 33 glossy cards. The famous white cockatoos on the back, and all the Australian animals on the front. So let's see the two animals coming up for us this week, guiding us, and to make the best changes that we can this week in helping us to move forward with more ease during these challenging times. And the first card that we pulled out is with Ancestral Dragonfly, I Am Awakening. So when I allow myself to step outside of my limits, the opportunities for expansion and growth are limitless. This leads to the awakening of my gifts deep within. And that's really weird, because I was just showing you guys the actual dragonfly museum print just a minute ago, so it's funny that we pulled this card out. And so it's letting you know that you're in the process of awakening to maybe any negative patterns that have been playing out, like we mentioned to you before. And so so that you can see through any limitations that are currently preventing you from any further growth. Because I know that that definitely came up for me last week, and still navigating what that is. So it's kind of great that we pulled out this card so that we can kind of go a little bit deeper into this, if you felt like you came up against any kind of walls or any blocks. So, and when we can do that, then it enables us to be like the dragonfly when it first existed, 320 million years ago. It's like being able to start from the beginning again when everything was first created and in innocence. So you need to the guidance that the Ancestral Dragonfly is letting us know to transform any negative patterns that are coming your way. Just don't take it to heart, and I have a bit of habit of taking things to heart when I shouldn't. There may be some of you that do that as well, but sometimes you just can't help it. And, we're not, nobody's perfect, so we're all in this together. So don't take it to heart, but just see it for what it truly is and then let it go. Because there may be like past patterns or habits grabbing you back, trying to grab a hold again. And, it's just like the card says, seeing it for what it truly is and then letting it go. You are learning more about negative patterns which were previously playing out in your life, causing havoc in your life. From this new perspective, you will recreate your life from scratch, from the beginning of time when everything was innocent and brand new. And it's also like what I was saying to do with the patterns playing in the background and just trying to separate those, have a kind of separation and detachment from those, so you can kind of see the difference between what you're creating as brand new, going into this new life and new future that you want to create that brings more fulfillment, and also what you're actually leaving behind and how that's impacted your life up until this point. I know that's a lot to take in or to kind of realize from a detached point of view, but it can be done. And meditation is really great for that. Meditation can also be very confronting, so that's just so if that may be something that you like or something that you don't really like that much. But there's other ways as well that you can. I find colouring in is good for bringing things to the surface and processing emotions. And so you may think that colouring in is something that's a kid's thing to do. It actually is not, because it can actually help you process if there's so many things that have happened in your past, if there's a lot of trauma or hurt. Colouring in is really great for helping you to heal and process anything that has been negative. So you are learning more from this new perspective. You will create the life from scratch, from the beginning of time, and when everything was innocent and brand new. And you know that you can remember that because, that was when we were young, and we were probably in our childhood years when we were doing these such things, creating things from innocence. And we don't ever stop creating. So the action step this week for you with Ancestral Dragonfly, I Am Awakening, is to understand more certain patterns of negativity that are playing out in your life so that you can release them in order to go back to the beginning, to create something brand new. It's a beautiful time to imagine how you would like that to be. It's kind of like not so much taking action about something, but it's more about understanding and absorbing what this, and having this perspective about this pattern. And maybe also another action step that you can take is to do with journaling and writing out this understanding so that you don't forget, and so it doesn't just pass your mind as something as being, oh, this is nothing, because this is actually really important and able, so that you can have this transition from the old to the new in a lot smoother way. So if that makes sense. So this is a really cool, interesting card that we got, especially with, especially seeing we got the crocodile with Dragonfly last week, and especially if you were coming up against some maybe blockages there. So don't worry too much about that, because we're kind of we're getting to the bottom of that this week and having a lot more understanding about that. So, transforming from the old to the new and mastering a change, it is what you're doing. And so it's, because things aren't perfect, and this process of healing and transformation and change, it's messy. It's a very messy business. So if you're a bit of a perfectionist like me, like, it can be a little bit it can put you off a bit, so just try not to worry too much and take things to heart. And the next card we drew, and now everything's becoming very, very clear now that we drew this card. It's the happiness card with Ancestral Sparrow. I am happy. And see, the sparrows are related into the finch family, and so they've been around for more than 10,000 years interacting with people. So 10,000 years may not seem long as compared to the dragonfly, you're right, because dragonflies are ancient, but these still go back a fair way, so that's why I've put that into the ancestral category, and because it shows us such important lessons that really get into the depth of our soul and our modern living as being connected to the land and culture. So when I allow myself, and so this information is new, it's not something this information is new, and you won't see much of this information around that, the lessons that are in these cards, because you just can't seem to find this kind of information, and that's what I was trying to look for. I had done all my traditional ceremonies, and all my information is heavily influenced by understanding the traditional ways, but also looking for the new ways in order so that you can keep developing in society and in a world that is so fast-paced and disconnected from nature. So the message of this one is, when I allow myself to recognize the negative people who are not serving my happiness, my natural flow and rhythm returns, I am peaceful again. So obviously this negative pattern that we're talking about is connected to negative people. So in a perfect world, people wouldn't be like that, but unfortunately that they are. So we've got the butterflies and the ancestral sparrows in this one. They call them native house sparrows, so probably because they hang around houses and things like that. But if you have a look at number 28, and we'll be able to read more information. Like I said, there's between 4 and 6 levels of information in the guidebook. And there is a part of you that is actually out of balance, and eventually this can lead to more unhappiness. The best thing you can do right now is take a step back in order to make yourself happy. Walk away from an unpleasant situation. You are number one, and someone is stepping over your boundaries. although, you know, all life is precious, and although sometimes in life people can be like pests, they make up part of our lessons in this world. And when a situation can no longer be resolved, it is better just to walk away, and to walk away than try and please someone else. So the guidance this week to do with Ancestral Sparrow is release the pest that is currently in your life making you unhappy. It may be someone you thought was a friend, a family, or a work member. Whoever it may be, give back to yourself again so that your natural flow and rhythm returns, making you happy again. So the action step this week is there is an understanding. So there is that word again, understanding, and understanding. We're understanding so many things this week. We're understanding about the negative patterns that are playing out in the background and how they've been affecting us and how they have influenced our past and the things that have happened in the past. You know, there is an understanding you need to reach that will enable you to have a feeling of satisfaction come back into your life. But first you need to take some action to get yourself out of a current situation that is making you very unhappy and unsettled. This is seriously affecting your financial situation but has been weighing you down for some time. So, you know, the negative is you may be feeling depressed. There's the need to remove ties or cords that bind, lack of trust or money, and you may be feeling unsettled. So the positive to this side is happiness, flow of life, abundance, and peace. So that is what the meaning behind Ancestral Sparrow is, and this one is the happiness card, and I will give you a link down the bottom to a video that goes a lot further into this card, happiness card, as whenever I see this card around, I know that there is something to do with my past that's around. It could be somebody, the actual physical person, or it could be the pattern that's being brought up to do with, you know, maybe other people that have had these patterns around. You know, it could be in your family, or it could be friends or family, and it's just helping you to become more aware. It's not about playing the blame game or pointing the finger. It's just having that awareness, and every time something like this comes up or some kind of trigger, you know that what it will be. You know exactly what it will be. So the two cards that we pulled out this week is such an important week, and you know, with Christmas and everything going on, you know, it's really important to get a grip of this so that you can really have this understanding about you know, your past, and then you can really take that leap forward. So the two cards we pulled out this week is with Ancestral Dragonfly, I am awakening, and helping us to really have an understanding about any negative patterns that are playing in the background and how they've actually influenced situations to do with the past that maybe have caused us hurt or pain or drama. And so it's just, you know, allowing us to ultimately, you know, be able to take charge of our own growth and expansion when we can have this clear understanding about this, and you know, the transition from the old to the new. And so the other card that we pulled out is with Ancestral Sparrow, letting us know that, you know, because of this underlying pattern, you know, things have gotten out of whack, and there may be people in our life that we need to release in order to let go of any toxic energy or toxic people that have been playing out, that it's connected to this past, or connected to this kind of pattern that's been playing out that we've previously been unaware of before. And so these are the two cards that we pulled out this week. If you want to know more about these two, just do a search on my store, or you know, don't forget to grab your copy of the Dreamtime card deck that's coming out this Christmas, so you can really get a grasp of things, and you know, you're really taking yourself to the next level with these. And so I hope you have a wonderful week, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, so then everyone that purchased on the pre-sale will actually get the code and the link to these videos that'll be coming out real soon. So I hope you have a wonderful week, and I'll see you again next week. Bye for now.